Well, my name is Doris Fields. I'm also known as Lady D. I'm a singer, actress, songwriter. I do multiple jobs in the entertainment industry here in Beckley, West Virginia. Well, COVID, yes, has definitely impacted me. I was really looking forward to 2020 at the beginning of the year. I had a lot of jobs, booked for, especially for the summer. And I was actually going to be going on tour for the first time. And so I was really excited about that. And then in March, when everything shut down, it was just like somebody turned the whole world off. And it was just hard for a few weeks. And I didn't quite know how to respond, how to start moving, because you have to keep going forward, but you don't know how, because you don't know what's going to happen. And so rather than let myself fall into a deep funk and depression, and I just started, I actually started painting on canvas, which is something I had never done before. And I'm on 24/7 on Facebook. And so I started just putting what I had done on Facebook just to amuse myself. And people started asking how much for these. And so I actually came up with a new side hustle, I guess, with my paintings. People liked them, and I started selling a lot of artwork. And so that really got me through several months where there was no income whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like, I was starting to get these opportunities that I would not have gotten had COVID not happened. So, as organizations and arts groups and things like that were trying to figure out how to operate in this time as well, they were offering opportunities that, like I said, I would not have gotten had this not happened. So I've actually been quite busy the last couple of months, and I'm really thankful for that. Of course, winter is coming up. So now I'm kind of worried again, about how to get through the winter. So things are still up in the air, but I'm a lot more optimistic and hopeful than I was at the beginning of this. This is where I was born and raised here in West Virginia. So this is where I've based myself. And so I've always been able to leave and come back, travel. But now with the pandemic, I've sort of been stuck here. And so that's what really makes it hard. And then the type of music that I do is not something that is huge here in this area either. So, I sort of on one hand have made my own road and have my own little niche here, and then on the other hand, when you're in a pandemic and nothing's happening, it's it's really kind of frustrating to do what I do where I do it. But you just work with what you got. I'm not a big star or anything like that. I'm not even a medium star. And to see everybody sort of put on the same level, through this pandemic has really been humbling, because, I was making, I, g- I was making poverty look good for a long time before this happened. So as far as, always being worried about where the next gig is going to come from, and that I'm used to that. But at the same time, it was kind of unsure, because now everybody's looking for the next gig. Even the stars, didn't have a next gig for a while there. So it sort of, validated, the thing I had in the back of my mind about what success is and what it looks like, and the fact that you really have to treasure each day that you have, no matter who you are and what it is that you do. And realizing too that during this, that art is so important, because when people were locked in their houses, music is what they were turning to, and art. Like I said, and people were so interested in my art all of a sudden. And people needed that beauty, and they needed someone else, other creative people, to sort of make sense of what was happening in a way that they could palette. It wasn't politics, it wasn't just, news bites. It was something that was beautifully handed to them. And, they needed that. And so I realized that arts was even more important than I always thought it had been. Like I said, everything is up in the air, it's unsure, but artists are used to feeling that way. But also, artists have to pay their bills. Music is probably going to be the very last thing to come back, live music. And so, in the meantime, we need support as well as all these other industries. So, if you see artists who are trying to sell their CDs online, or trying to do a live show and they put up their PayPal accounts or whatever, just try to help them out if you can. I mean, we understand that everybody's struggling, but like this is all that I do. I don't have a 9 to 5 job. This is my life. And so, if people could sort of understand that about the arts, because you inadvertently use the arts every day. You have music playing in the background when you're driving, when you're doing your homework, whatever. Where would you be if you didn't have that?